Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. This is She Boss Talk. I am Shante Roddy. I am coming on to talk specifically about the targeted EIDL grant email and the approval email and the approval process for all of you all that are anticipating receiving your personal special invitations from the SBA, the Small Business Administration, to get a $10,000 grant and possibly an additional $5,000 supplemental grant. Now, I'm just waiting for all people to join. They have been expecting me to come live as you all are coming in. Just let me know who you are, where you're hailing from, what your business is. What do you plan to use this grant money for, right? So we know a lot of entrepreneurs, small business owners have been anticipating this for a long time. A lot of us need this financial lifeline. So I'm here to really show you how to get it and what to expect so that you don't miss out on the grant, right? So we want you all to get your money. Now, while you all are coming in, again, if you haven't already, do subscribe. If you enjoy our content, we would appreciate that you subscribe. Hit the thumbs up and the love button so more people see this. Do share out this broadcast to other entrepreneurs and small business owners who you know need this vital information that we are providing here today. Now, if you missed yesterday's lives that I did two. One was on the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program extension, gave a lot of helpful information for those of you still trying to apply for first or second draw, or if you're experiencing challenges. Those are explainer videos to really help you through the process to get, again, free money for your business. I also did a video yesterday on the EIDL loan extension and the deferment, the extension of the deferments on the EIDL loan. So today we're talking about the EIDL grants, the targeted EIDL grants from the SBA. So for those of you that don't know, this is a new program that was launched in December. It was expanded this month as part of the American Rescue Plan Act. So it first came out with $20 billion, then they added on another $15 billion. This is a grant that is available to all those, and I know it's a lot of you because I helped you get the first grants. I helped you apply the first time around. So if you applied on or before December 27th to the EIDL program, December 27th of 2020 to the EIDL program, you could potentially be eligible to receive this grant from the SBA. They are taking a phased approach and how they are rolling out the invitations. This is not something you don't go to their website to apply. It's by invitation only. You'll receive an email from the SBA notifying you that you could potentially be eligible for this program, and they will give you instructions. I did an explainer video on that entire process, walk through the email on what you need to have based on what the SBA is going to be requesting for you so that you can make sure that you provide it. Now, I'm also going to be providing Q&A. So if you have questions specifically related to the targeted EIDL grant or even EIDL loan, please let me know and I will try to answer them while I am here live on this broadcast. So that we're clear, in order to qualify for these grants, you need to be in a low-income community as defined by the IRS. There is a mapping tool available on SBA's website, sba.gov, where you can see if your community is in one of these areas. And we know across the country, every community is different. You may be in what you consider a wealthy community, and based on the map, based on your state, it could be in low income. So it just depends on where you fall on the map. And that is where your business is located, not where you provide services, or not where you live per se, unless your business and where you live are the same address. You also have to be able to show a 30% decrease of gross revenues or gross receipts, gross sales, the different terms, same meaning, in an 8-week period in 2020 in comparison to that same period in 2019, and then have 300 or less employees in order to qualify. Now, the SBA started sending out these emails back in February 1st. So we're at month 3 now. We're almost in April 1st at this point. I said last week, I believe it was, that I received my email invitation same day, right away, submitted my application, completed the process, everything that they requested. I did that. So that means that they're now on the second wave. Okay. So the first wave, when they first launched this program, they were only sending invites out to those that had received partial a partial grant, partial advance, same meaning, right? Advance grant. So you got any short of $10,000. $10,000 is the maximum amount of grant. But if you receive anything less than that, 9,000, 5,000, 1,000, you were first in line to get that invitation. They are still sending those out. So if you're in that category and you haven't received yours yet, be patient. They're still sending them out. The second wave just hit. Okay, that's how I got my email, is because I fell in the group that did not receive any grant money whatsoever. Although I applied on the very first day that the program opened. They ran out of funding before they could give me my money. So I was in the second phase, and I submitted my application. So then my peers started saying, okay, now we've gotten ours as well. If for some reason you have not seen any correspondence in your email, it could be that you have not checked your spam folder. This happens all the time. I have so many entrepreneur peers and small business peers that miss emails. They even miss my emails, and we give away a lot of things. They miss my emails because they haven't checked either their inbox, or it's in their spam, they haven't checked that, or it's in their promotional folder. So just depending on what type of email system you use, it could fall into any of those categories. So you need to be checking all three: your inbox, your spam folder, and your promotional folders, if you have one. Now, I'm going to pull up on the screen the approval email. So I've already did a solo video specifically on the invitation email, what it looks like, exactly what they're asking for, explaining exactly what it means, what they're asking. This one is a simple email, but I want you to be on the lookout for these emails so you don't miss them, right? That's what I do. I monitor my emails on a daily basis. But I want you to know what you can expect, what it will look like when it shows up in your inbox. Okay, so I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Let me just make sure you can see it. There we go. All right. So this is the email that you will see. It clearly says SBA at the top. Please make sure, okay, because there's a lot of scams out there, a lot of organizations or people pretending to be the SBA. It will always come from a .gov email, and this one will come from targeted advance at sba.gov. You may receive an email from disaster customer service at sba.gov, but if it does not have sba.gov at the end, it is not the SBA, okay? But if it does, you want to make sure that you move with swift action, okay? So you see at the top, it will have a U.S. Small Business Administration with their official logo, and it says your SBA targeted EIDL advance is approved. Okay, so can you all see that? Hopefully you can see what I'm showing you. Let me just expand it on the screen here. I'm going to expand it on the screen just in case you can't see it. Okay, so then it says your targeted EIDL advanced application number. So in all their correspondence, they will always reference your EIDL number. It is the same number that you receive when you initially apply for the program. And when you initially apply, you're applying for the loan program and the advance if you check the checkbox and if it was available at the time that you apply. It is your application number when you submitted it to the program. And it says your application number, fill in the blank, has been approved in the amount of, so it will tell you how much you've been approved for, right? So again, that means if you receive partial amount, they're going to give you the balance thereof. So if you previously received 5,000, you should see 5,000 listed in your email for which that they will deposit. Now, in the amount of fill in the blank, SBA will make an ACH deposit to the bank account you provided in your application. So this is why it's so important to make sure that you have your accurate bank account, that the bank account has the ACH function, because if it does not, you will not get your deposit. You will not get your money. Okay. So they're informing you you've been approved and they're going to make this deposit. And then they put a reminder of the targeted EIDL advance does not need to repay. So it's important that they say this because sometimes people get confused between what a grant is and what a loan is. The loan has to be paid back. A grant does not. It is free and clear for you to use. There are no loan terms. Okay. And this grant is tax free. Not all grants are tax free. This one is tax free, does not need to be paid back. Okay. But you do need to use the funds for business expenses. And they clearly state that on their website, again, at sba.gov. There is a targeted EIDL FAQ sheet that details all types of questions that they regularly get. Similar to questions that you probably have that they're giving you the answers to. But it's a simple application. Then they put additional information just in case you have questions related to your application or to regarding this process. So say, for instance, you get this email and you're expecting the deposit and you don't get it in a timely manner. And I would say timely, meaning you need to wait at least 5 days for them to deposit. But if like 5 to 10 days and a month goes by and you haven't received your deposit, then that should tell you, oops, there was possibly a problem that you want to address. So again, this is what the email is going to look like. Very short, but very to the point. And definitely an email that you are anticipating and you want to see pop up in your inbox. Okay. I know I want to see it and I can't, I'm very eager to receive this email. Now, I'm going to take that off of the screen and just go into some of the process. So when you, the SBA has 21 days, that is their goal. And we already know that some of you have already submitted your application and it's been over 21 days. It could be 30 days. It could be 35 days before you get the email, but the goal is 21 days. So let the process play itself out. You just want to make sure that you take your time, move swiftly, but do take your time. Don't be in so much of a rush that you make mistakes, because you definitely want to submit your application correctly. You want to make sure you have the correct information because this is you have one shot to do it. There's no appeal process for this grant. There's no reconsideration for this grant like there is for the loan program. And so you definitely want to make sure that you have all of your information in order, that you submit everything that they request. You have to submit it, because I get questions all of the time about what the SBA is requesting, and not, some people not being clear on what they're asking. You need your tax returns. I can't say that enough. The SBA most likely will, unless they already have it on file, will ask you to sign a 4506T tax form, giving them permission to request your tax returns that have been filed. And so I think someone had put a comment on here prior to me going live that they are amending their taxes. Be mindful that the IRS is already backed up. They're backed up on taxes. They're backed up on sending out refunds. They're trying to get out stimulus checks. So they have a lot going on. So if you're like right now in order to get this grant, trying to get your taxes done and amend your taxes, here's going to be the problem with this. That's why I said a year ago you should be doing your taxes, right? It takes time for the IRS to process that through to get it on their master file. If the SBA requests your transcripts and they cannot find taxes anywhere on you, and they're not business related taxes, they're not going to approve you for the grant. They're not. So that's why I said it is so important to get your business in order, file your taxes when they're supposed to be filed, because that's important. This is one of the ways that they are vetting. They're taking their time to make sure that they're properly vetting, reviewing the applications, making sure the information that is submitted is accurate, that you're who you say you are, your business is legitimate, because we know there was plenty of fraud the last round. And so they're trying to avoid that, and they want the money to get to the people that need it and to legitimate businesses. So even though you apply to the program and you may get an invitation, doesn't necessarily mean that you will get approved or that you qualify for the program. So those are the two challenges. So making sure you have your tax returns and that they can actually locate your through matching with the IRS your tax return and have it, and that it's on file so they can validate. I think the second thing is, the second most important thing is the part of where you have to actually show the 30% decrease. Now, I've been contacted by people that say that either they weren't in business, just started their business, they didn't make any money in 2019, didn't make any money in 2020. Can you still get the grant? It's not my decision to tell you if you can get it or not. What you do is you provide the information, and based on the information you provide them, they will tell you whether or not you get the grant. So I would say apply. But here's the thing. You should know what you made in your business. But for a lot of people, it's a challenge. They don't know. But you should have sales records. If you made sales, if you use PayPal, Square, even Cash App, which I do not recommend, Square, Stripe, any other of these tools that you use to track your sales and your expenses, that's what they're expecting. So they actually have a form of columns for 2019, 2020, and 2021. And you, for each month, have to provide what your gross sales were, right? So you provided services, you sold products, how much total gross before expenses did you make in that month? For every month, you put the correct amount on each line for 2019, every month, 2020, and up to March, or whenever if it's May when you get if it's April when you get your invite, you will put up through April. Then they would look at that, assess it, compare it to your tax returns, see if there is an 8-week period in there that fits the 30% decrease. Okay, so maybe you did great in the latter months, but most people were affected the most at the beginning of 2020. So you're talking about, and they're looking for starting March 2nd. So if you were hard hit when the COVID hit, March, April, May, that time period, they're going to compare the 8 weeks to what you made that same period in 2019 and see if that was a 30% or more decrease or reduction in your gross receipts. That's how it works. You could do the same thing by getting a spreadsheet, creating columns, however you want to do it. I know some of my peers said that they did it that way, but you will need to put it on the form. So if you need to work it out, then do the calculations, work it out and do the calculations. If you're still old school collecting paper receipts, and you have them, in a bag or a box somewhere, take that bag or box up and start you take out your calculator, take out your smartphone. I use my calculator every single day. Whatever you have to do the calculation, but they expect you to put valid numbers in those blocks so that then they can make that determination. And again, they will be matching it with your tax return. So here's the thing. A lot of people that applied are like gig workers, independent contractors, self-employed, that don't necessarily, they're not business minded. They don't see themselves as a business, although you are. And so that, I think, has been the bulk of the problem, is not really having all of these things, all your documentation and records in order. Also, the tax returns. If you are doing your tax returns and you're doing them incorrectly, or you have someone doing them for you and they're doing them incorrectly, which this happens. And people, you have someone telling you, oh, we didn't put down that you had a business because you didn't make $5,000. You don't need to make $5,000 to record the fact that you made sales in your business. If you're making sales in your business and you started a business, you need to be reflecting that and your expenses on your tax returns. That's just the bottom line. So, but if the IRS sees your tax returns and all they see is employment income, and there's nothing there to reflect that you have a business, that you're generating sales in your business, that's going to be a problem, even though that you apply for the program. So again, be mindful of that. And I would go just double check your tax returns. You need to know, like, even if somebody else is doing your tax returns, you need to definitely make sure you have a copy that's legally required. And you need to know what it means, what's on there. Is your business reflected on your tax returns? Okay. Those are some of the biggest things. And then making sure that your information is up to date. They allow you the opportunity to update your information, especially your banking information and your address. So people said that they moved, or their business moved, they relocated. They will give you an opportunity to update that information according to your records. Now, I've heard some people say that they've been issues I think they got a driver's license change and the address didn't match. They are looking for things to match. So if there is a situation where things are not matching, again, it can cause delays. It can cause you to miss out on a grant. So understand this when you're applying for these different programs, and when you're going through life and you're going through these milestones. Maybe you're getting married, you're moving, whatever that case may be, you need to make sure that everything matches up. Because if they can't match your name with your business, or your business with your bank account, it's going to be hard for you to be able to get the grant. But that's one of the biggest things. That was one of the biggest holdups before, is the bank account, right? Not having a real bank account, or using somebody else's bank account, and then your name is not on there. So depending on how you apply for the program, if you're like a gig worker, you don't have an EIN, you don't have a business name, it is your name that you're using, okay? And then if it's your name that you're using, then your name needs to match the name on the bank account, okay? Now, if you have a registered business, you have an EIN, you have a legal business name like I do, then your business name needs to match the same business name on your bank account in order for it to work. And then again, that bank account needs to also be able to accept ACH debits. It just makes it so easy for them to get you money. Why make it harder to get you money, right? Now, this grant, let me just state this again. When you're first applying, is up to the $10,000 max. This is the first round. So once they get through the first wave, second wave, they paid everyone out. And my understanding is they have, because I know people that have gotten their deposits, approval letters. I just showed you, they're starting to deposit the checks to applicants of the program. Once they've done that, at some point, and I don't know when, it could be like maybe late April, early May, there is a supplemental grant that you could potentially qualify for. So that's why it's up to $15,000. Okay. So the SBA says it's a 10 max, because it is. There's a $5,000 supplemental grant in addition to that 10,000. Okay. That brings it up to 15. To qualify for that, then the requirements are a little bit different. It is available for those that have 10 employees or less. So the first one that you're applying for, you have to have 300 employees or less. This one lowers that. Okay. So you have to have 10 employees or less. And then there's two different levels as well. They're going to first send out supplemental grants to those that are in the category of having a severe loss. How do they define that? As a loss greater than 50% or 50% or more. Then they're going to start sending the supplemental grants to those that are in the next category, which are substantially impacted or substantial loss. And how they define that is if you had a decrease of 30 to 50%. They already know this information when they approve you for the $10,000 grant. So we don't anticipate that there will be a lot more that you, or anything more that you would have to do in order to get the $5,000 supplemental grant, because they will already know when you're applying. They're asking you how many employees you have. When you're applying, you're already providing them the information to verify what your decrease, what percentage was. So they're going to have that information there. So this is an opportunity for up to $15,000, people. There is still a big push to be able to get the grants to everybody, regardless of, the community, if you're in the low income community, or based on if you had a decrease or not. We don't know when that is going to come, but we've been pushing for that for a long time now, and they will continue to push. So if and when they make that change and make it available to everyone, then we would definitely keep you all advised and make sure you have that information. But if you are watching and you received, let me know what your status is. Did you receive the email invite yet? If you received the email invite, let me know. Did you receive your approval letter? So if you received your approval letter, let me know as well. And have you received your full $10,000 grant? I mean, drop some celebratory emoji if you have received your approval letter. No, your deposit. If you received your deposit, drop an emoji. Like, let's celebrate the fact that you got your money. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go through here and just answer any questions you have. Again, any questions regarding the EIDL program, you can ask them here. If you're coming on late, this is about the targeted EIDL grant approval letter. I just shown what you can expect, what it's going to look like when it comes from the SBA into your email inbox. This is definitely something you want to see show up in your inbox if you are approved to get the $10,000 or the balance thereof. Just depending on what you did or didn't receive when you apply. But this is a great opportunity. There's a lot of money to make sure that we all get our grant. Okay. So someone is saying they haven't received an email yet. So I'm assuming you got an EIDL loan in September and you never got the grant. So you're in the second wave. So my understanding is they're still sending out the email invites over the next few weeks, probably through April, and it could be even through May that they do that. So that's why I said I don't know when they'll start on the supplemental, because they have to get through all the invites, then they have to pay out the grants, and it's all based on funding. So then they have to see where they are with the funding and then start to send out the invitations for the supplemental grants. Okay. Okay, so someone is saying the transcript request wasn't in their application. And again, it may be different for everyone, because where you are in the loan process, if you were denied, if you were approved, if they had requested information before and you had already filled out the 4506T. Now, I had filled out the form already. I had also completed the 2202 form, but when I applied, I actually received a subsequent email that some of you said that you didn't receive, but it's a subsequent email that told me that my portal was updated. And so I logged into my portal. That is where I saw if I scrolled down, it told me the status of everything, my loan, the grant, and scroll down and it says requested documentations. You click on that and it'll tell you if there's any requested information. It said 4506T in there. I clicked on it and it had it popped up again for me to e-sign it. It was already there. And I think DocuSign is what they're using. But it was just that simple. I didn't have to go pull it off the IRS website or anything like that or upload it. They already had it. They pre-populated it, and all I had to do was sign it. So if that happened for you, let me know. If you got access, if you have access to your portal, let me know. Someone said that they have the portal but couldn't get back into it. I would reach out to the SBA, or there should be some way that you can reset your password to get back in. Someone said that they I don't know if they didn't remember their challenge word or whatever the case is, but you should have a portal and be able to access your portal to see to be able to find out the status. But I wouldn't even worry if it hasn't been 21 days. If it's after 21 days, you can just simply call the SBA. On your email is the number and email to how to contact them to get a status. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get a status on your application because they give you the phone number to follow up as well as the email, even if you don't have a portal. Someone is saying they received a $1,000 grant last year and are worried about tax returns. Her business started at the end of 2019. So I'm not I don't know why you're concerned unless it's that you didn't make money, right? So if you didn't make money in 2019, you didn't make money in 2020. Again, if you have to be able to show the 30% decrease, right? So if you didn't, I don't know if 0, it's equal. You can't demonstrate a 30% loss. In that regards. Samantha is saying she called the SBA and they told me they have tax records, so I'm just waiting to be approved. Awesome. That was last Monday. So they should start moving a little more quicker as well. But again, just give them time. And then what I did, I actually saved a copy. I screenshotted my the spreadsheet, that the form that they had us fill out with our gross, everything we made every month. I make screenshots of everything and save them to my file, because you just never know when it may come back in question, or someone says they didn't get something, or it wasn't what they said it was. I've overcame a few denials. And that's how I was able to do it, because I have my documentation. If I didn't have it, I definitely would not have won the denials. We have another, Daisy is saying that she's still waiting on her EIDL grant. She's been in business 3 years, still haven't received anything. Loan officer contacted me and said she doesn't qualify because she didn't have any employee. You are the employee. Okay, so for those of you all that don't have employees, you are the employee, and the SBA knows that. I don't know if it's something when you put on your application, like when your initial application, if you put down 0, you are actually the employee. You're an employee of one for the purposes of these programs. Okay. So whether it's this Pro EIDL, whether it's the EIDL loan, whether it's PPP, if they ask you how many employees you have one. If it's only you, it's one. Okay. So they know that. So I would just follow up with the SBA and just let them know you do. Is you are the employee. But if you put 0, I mean, because you don't know who's looking at your file, what level within the SBA, because they have different tiers. So, the lower level may not know as much as the second tier 2 and tier 3. So just know what tiers you're talking to when you're on the phone with the SBA. Okay, so one of our viewers is saying everything is finally starting to move. She received her email to e-sign. Okay, awesome. And they ask to send a back copy of your ID. Yeah, so more and more they're asking you for a front and back copy of your ID. Why? Because they want to verify you who you say you are. I mean, we have people making up farms. I don't even know how people do this. It's crazy what people are doing to get access to the money out here, while the small businesses who need it are still waiting to get it. But that's one of the things that they're going to use. They're matching all of these different things: your driver's license, your tax returns, the IRS, what they have on file, what the SBA has on file before they send you any money. So you could have done everything else. If they can't if they can't verify your tax returns, they're not going to send you the money. They say that on their in the email. Okay. Someone else is saying they submitted all the documents they requested. Right. Yeah. So when people ask me, whatever they're asking you for, you have to get it. So that's why it's important. Like if you're on here and you're not clear about something they're asking for, let us know. So I can hopefully provide some type of a clarification. But I don't know how simpler to put it than you need tax returns. You need a bank account. The information needs to match. You need to remember what information you put when you first applied. Even those of you that changed your business, you're saying, okay, when I first applied, I didn't have an EIN. Now I have an EIN now. Don't confuse the SBA. You're going to put exactly what it was when you applied. Don't start switching it up. You're going to cause problems. Okay? Don't submit multiple applications and things like that. You're just going to delay. But I'm trying to give you all of the key things that you need to look out for and address to make sure you get your grant get approved. Let me see. So again, you would have, for this program, you had to have applied December 27th of 2020 or before. You definitely need to be an eligible business, meaning that you had to have been in operation as of January 31st of 2020 and fit into their categories, which is again, entrepreneur, independent contractor, self-employed, small business with 500 or less employees. For this program, 300 or less employees. Okay. All right. So hopefully your tax returns are done. My son received an invitation for targeted EIDL this morning. Yay! Yeah, they're still sending them out. So if you haven't gotten yours, remember there's millions of people that apply, and they're doing these in phases because again, they started off with 20 billion. And they just, with the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, received another 15 billion. So really, after that passes, when they started sending out the additional invites. And just by looking at the comments here from the viewers, everybody is different. So people ask me about what the average this and what happens. There's really not. It varies from applicant to applicant because where you were when you applied for initially in the program, what documents you may or may not have submitted, those all factor in as well, and it's different for everyone. So Jewel is saying that she received the email and they didn't request any additional information. After denying the initial submission, the rules appear to still be inconsistent. Yeah, so it may be inconsistent. We know that has been the SBA, but they're trying to improve that. We have a new head of the SBA, Isabella Guzman. So she is really working to get the monies out. Okay. All right. Let me scroll down and see. Again, any questions related to the EIDL program, you can ask them. Okay. Another person saying they got the loan. They just ran out of money. Am I still eligible? You may still qualify if you, again, applied on or before December 27th. So if you're just tuning in, you definitely want to go back to the beginning and catch the replay. Again, this is regarding the targeted EIDL grant, your opportunity to get up to $15,000. How you do that? There's $10,000 max for the initial grant, and then you can possibly qualify for the $5,000 supplemental grant. I already reviewed what you need to qualify for each of those, how they're rolling each of these out in phases, as we can see, but there is progressing. They're rolling them out. Invitations are going out. People are getting approved. They're getting their approval emails, and they're getting their deposits. When I get my deposit, I will let you know, but it should probably be about 21 days from now because I submitted my application last week. Yeah, so one of our viewers is saying that she hasn't received her invite yet, but when she actually logged into her portal, it's saying EIDL advance decline. And it will, because it will say loan first, your loan, and it will say the status. Either your loan was denied, or it was approved, or it's in reconsideration, or under review, whatever that status is for your loan. Underneath, it will say EIDL advance. It will say denied, because it was. If you didn't, or it would say what you received. So those of you that received partial, if you didn't receive any, like me, it says denied. Okay, because it's old. That one is old. It's no longer in progress. Under that, it will be the targeted EIDL grant, and it will say the status. If they haven't sent you an invitation yet, it's not even populated for you until you get the invitation and you apply. Okay. So it's going to say EIDL advance declined. Then you will have a status that says targeted. That's the difference. These are targeted EIDL advances or grants. There's a difference. Okay. So look out for the email. Check your inboxes. Check your spam folders. Check your promotional folders. Let us know. Come back and let us know when you get approved. Let us know when you get the deposits. Share those photos. That's how I know that people are getting them, because they always come back and share their testimonials of how they're getting their money. So we want you all to do the same. We know that we've helped so many people, entrepreneurs and small business owners, get thousands of dollars in free money. So if it's possible for us to do it, it's definitely possible for you. And this is one of the easiest ways to do it. All you have to do is really verify your business and your income, and meet the eligibility. But there are more programs out there, more on the way. So I hope you all are applying. There's national, international grants, more grants at the state, county, city, wherever you can get free money. I encourage you to go after it. That's what I'm doing. I just said, if you watch the PPP video, I got approved for the second business application that I put in. And I got funded for the first one that I put in, and it went quickly. From beginning to end, it was 17 days. So I just got approved for the other business. So then I got to wait for the SBA to submit a loan number. Then they're going to send me my funds for that. Then I'm going to wait 2 weeks, and then I'm going to apply for a second draw on the PPP for both businesses. Okay, add all this up for your own business. I mean, so again, you can get easily $100,000. Use our tools if you haven't already. Free grant tracker on our website at www.shebosstalk.com. Get our masterclass bundle, win grants with ease. There's no reason you all should keep struggling. I get hundreds of emails, inboxes on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook every single day with challenges that the answers are in the tools that we have. I put work into creating these tools so that it will set you up for success. Okay. The winning grant application cheat sheet. Get them, use them. This tells you what you need to be able to qualify for these grants, how to stand out, how to submit a winning grant application with ease, without having to hire a grant writer, without any lengthy proposals. There's just billions of dollars out there right now that you don't even need that. You don't need that. You just need tools to help you do it. Okay. So I'm so super busy. I don't have the capacity to meet one-on-one I do have one-on-one consults, and this comes at a fee and is much higher than if you get these tools. I'm all for empowering and equipping you to just do it. It's going to save you money. Okay. But if you invest in these tools, okay, you have stimulus, right? Checks that you use, invest in yourself, invest in your business, do the work, and you will see the results come. $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, whatever you want. Really, it's limitless. It's just based on what are you willing to do and how much do you want? What are your goals, and going after it. So I hope this information has been helpful for you. Again, please do share with others that you know. Impact another business life. Help save another business. Help uplift another business. Because there's still many millions that are suffering on the verge of closing. We've already lost over 400,000 businesses. We don't want to lose any more. So if you can help us with that, we would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. Enjoy your day. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact. Continue to stay in good health and stay safe. Bye.